we talk about the structure system, which is connecting for more than one structure element that need to be constructed together to withstand the stresses which is coming from the load itself. Okay. Here is the building tradition to perform by structures mechanics. Now we discuss about the main element about the structures mechanics itself. It consisting from two main parts, which will be analysis of the structure itself, derive value of forces, stresses, and design, finalize materials and the size. So I need from structure analysis to perform analysis to define the forces that affect each member and also the stresses that affected this member. After that, I go to start the design. The design mainly depend on finalized material and size. Okay, so I need to select the material and then define the size of the member. If I have reinforced concrete section, so I need to define the dimension of the reinforced concrete member and also the steel size and so on. That's meant by the design of the structures. The purpose of engineering structure is to ensure safety. The structure is safe along its lifetime or lifespan. Okay, so I need first to define what about the lifetime of the structure itself. Functionality. If I make a structure like building, so it need be function used as a building. If I will make a warehouse or theater, okay, so I need this function to be working as a facility to store the goods and the stuff to be working as a warehouse. Economy, which is the main element of the structure analysis. Our structure focus about economy to select the best section, from economic point of view. Okay, that's very important. That's the main item of the engineering requirement to use the best material and the suitable material and the suitable section to be economic point of view. Analysis, application of principle of mechanics to determine. We need to define for the analysis, we need to define the two things. Distribution of load based on configuration. Configuration, it means a structure system. So I need first to define the structure system. Okay, and structure engineer should define it first. Okay, and the same define what about the distributed load or the structure system as the distributed load on the slab and affected on the column and so on. And after I obtain the distribution of load based on configuration, then I go to the next step, induce force in each individual member. So I need the second step to define the forces that affect each individual member. So first, distribution of the load. Second, obtain the load, the forces that affect individual member. Design. Determination of a combination of materials. So I define the material and plus the size for the member on the basis of the principle of strength of material. So I need to know mainly about the strength of material to select the best material and the size. To ensure what? To ensure no failure of the material. When I use this material, don't fail during its lifetime. Acceptable level of deformation. Every member, it has a deflection. If you can see, raise your head now, you can see your slab that you're living underneath. You can see the beam, you can see the slab. Any slab you see or any beam have a deflection, but this deflection cannot be defined by the normal eye, but it will be a deflection. So information like deflection, it be acceptable because it within the level and the limit which defined by the code of design. The third item from the design, as we discussed, overall economy. So our design should be economic. I cannot choose a big sections, okay, and I mention, okay, the section it covers the load, okay, but it's not an economic. the engineering to define that this plus to the safety and the acceptable limit, and also to be economic. So no, you will choose the optimum section in design. Tools available. What we have tools, we have analysis and design, and we talk about it. We have two software available in the market, but there are many software available also in USA. In Australia have its own software, but as mentioned, it's most traditional to use Style Pro, which is traditional, and you go to the search on internet to obtain more data about it. Then after I make the structure analysis, I define the load. Then any software can provide us the sections, okay, define about the section of the reinforced concrete or the section of the hot rolled section if we talk about the steel structures, okay, define. Because why? There will be a database inside the computer module, it's the software itself, about the material properties of steel and the material properties of concrete, okay. So according to this database, it can be easy to define the design of the structure element itself. So the software is most traditional use in structure analysis. In our module, we make this calculation, just traffic calculation in hand, but we need in our courses to know the principle of structures mechanics and structure analysis, just to understand the concept of structure analysis and the structure mechanics, and to know that any software can handle it. Just if you need to review or need to understand in a meeting, just we have an in data and out data that we'll just discuss in this 3 days topics. Module 1, topic 2.1, we'll talk about principle of strength of materials. 2.2, we discussed in detail about structure analysis. 2.3, we design philosophy. What about the main design of philosophy of structures analysis and design?